So what we have here, we're going to be measuring our high voltage, and we want this to be AC voltage, so we want the squiggly, not the straight line. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to measure that. We're going to go ahead, we're going to turn on our AC disconnect, and we're going to measure. This is about 205, so we're getting about 206 to 205 volts. And if we go ahead and measure to the other line, we're getting about the same, which is about 206 there. If we measure to the line neutral, we end up getting about 120, which is our typical tap, which is what we get on most stations. So again, we measured all three in that case. With our multimeter, we measured 208, 208. 208 is what we should see for between line 3 and then line 1, and then 120 to neutral, which is the tap. Right now, we actually have it hooked up so that we can get this motor turning. It is turning in one direction, and so we actually have it turning definitely in one direction in this case. Now we can actually switch the drum here, and so I actually just reverse the direction of this motor by reversing the drum. You can hear that. I'm going to zoom in a second so you can see that. So let's go ahead. Hopefully that earth ground wire isn't in the way, but you can see that I'm reversing the motor direction multiple times by reversing the drum. So you can see me actually reversing the drum, and then you can actually see the motor itself reversing. And it can actually come to a kind of stop point at the center. And so right now we're at the center point of the drum. We can see that drum is at the center point. We're now at a stopping position, and there is no power to it. So let's do this really, really slowly. We have no power to the drum or to the motor. We're going to go in the reverse direction. Okay, we're going to come to a stopping point again. And we're going to go to a forward position. Just a second. You can see those. There you go. Now we're going to go in the forward position in this case. Okay. There we go. So this is the motor controller system. In this case, we did a forward and reverse direction or bias of the motor. Again, that's a three-phase system. It is a three-phase system that we're going in reverse or forward in this case. We did that through the drum switch. Again, this is the drum switch. You can look at the schematic. We can see that 3 and 4 are kind of switched or reversed, and the reason for that is because of how the drum switch is actually set up, how the actual contacts are in this drum switch. That's why we have these reversed. Everything else, L1 goes to L1, L5 goes to L3, and vice versa all the way down to our power controls. This is our overload relay switch, and this is actually really important that we have this to go ahead and have a relay that is functioning in this circuit. We also have in this case a Y connection. Again, this is a three-phase connection. We have a Y connection with the center tapped to ground, and then we also have this these other connections as well. Okay,